When Uber and Lyft drivers hear this word autonomous vehicle, AV, right? Many know the Waymo. It's a threat, right? It's an automatic threat to your business, to your existence, because for many people that have retired or need to make income as students, part-time, full-time, doesn't really matter. This is not a difficult job. Driving Uber and Lyft is not a difficult job. And if you do it the right way, with the combination of private trips, you can actually make good money. I think if you're just concentrating on Uber alone, UberX and that, and you're accepting everything and anything, I don't really think you're making money. In fact, you're going to be losing money because you are putting crazy miles into your vehicle. Now, Uber knows, Lyft knows that the take rate, obviously they're taking more and more and more. They sort of try and sell it back to you, saying, you know what, we guarantee 70% earnings for you. That is not the truth. The truth is that they make all the money in all of those little external fees and scams and insurance, etc. So they give you this little story, and drivers know the story. Drivers know the lie. They understand that. What a driver looks at is, hey, I'm driving X amount of days, hours per week. What am I making? What is my take rate? What is that guy over there paying for my trip? What am I receiving out of that? That is what's important to a driver, and to a food delivery driver as well. And Uber and Lyft need to build the bridge over to autonomous vehicles, knowing that they are losing a lot of drivers purely because riders are being gouged, drivers are being gouged, and people are waking up. People are really waking up and either cherry picking more, or, you know, taking less trips, or not even driving at all because they're not making money. And what Uber and Lyft need to figure out is, who do we get into bed with as far as AVs, autonomous vehicle technology, to speed that up. Now, they're stringing you along in the media. They say, oh, yeah, it's 10, 20 years down the line. We all know that that is bullshit, my friends, right? What we worry about is, can I, you know, I've invested in this car, or I'm currently investing in a vehicle. Can I, in the next 5 to 10 years, you know, taking me, let's say, from age 60 to 70, can I rely on something? Obviously, the worry and the noise in the background will always be a wrongful deactivation, no doubt about it. But can I make money in the next 5 to 10 years? And the more drivers see these articles every single day, and the article that I'm going to talk about, and I only bring it in here after 3.5 minutes, is Nvidia, right? That's a multi-billion dollar company, and they know how big this arena is, and they know that Uber is having difficulties courting Waymo, because Waymo truly wants to do it on its own. They're plugging in to the Uber platform and to the Lyft platform to get the Uber and Lyft riders into their Waymo so that they can get more data, more testing. But ultimately, Waymo has clearly shown that they have zero intention of doing this sort of like mass partnership with autonomous vehicles, plugging them all into the Uber platform. It's not happening. So what is Uber doing? What is Lyft doing? They're looking at the players out there, and there's a lot of little isolated players. Obviously, Tesla with its robo-taxi, lot of promises, right? It's just not really up to speed. I think they sort of lagging maybe 2-3 years behind. I think Tesla in 2 to 3 years time could be a good competitor with robo-taxi, but Uber's trying to fill that space. And they're trying to fill that space quickly and at the same time string all of these drivers along with all these crazy promises, extract as much as possible, so that their stock price, their investors are happy. So Uber's really juggling a lot of balls. And along comes Nvidia with this Drive AGX development platform and drive software that can easily be plugged in to Mercedes, into Lucid, into Stellantis, into Volvo, can easily be plugged in. And now the talk is by 2027 or 2027 onwards, they want to flood the streets with 100,000 robo-taxis powered by that Nvidia platform. Now, Waymo should be looking at this and thinking, oh crap, we need to speed things up here. And by the way, the intention of Uber and Nvidia is to build the largest level 4 network of cars, the largest global network, L4 car network. Sorry, I'm repeating myself here. And this is all going on behind the scenes. 2027 apparently is the year. 2026 they're going to be rolling out in the UK. So AV's multiple players are getting on the streets. Not in big numbers, really. I mean, Waymo and Uber don't really have that many cars on the street. Now, I was in San Francisco the other day at the GigU event, at the Disrupt, the tech event, where I represented GigU. And man, oh man, everywhere, I swear, everywhere I looked, Waymo. And they have certainly made their mark on San Francisco, on LA, and a few other places. But I think the biggest threat to drivers, and they're talking about 2027. Now let's calculate. 2027 is only 2 years away. This is actually 1 year and a few months away. And they're going to be flooding the street. Mercedes is going to jump in. All of these players are going to jump in and support this Drive AGX development platform. That is the biggest threat to gig work drivers. That right there. Back in the past, we had this relationship with Hertz, 100,000 Teslas. Didn't really work out. Drivers didn't fully buy into electric vehicles. But now with AI, with robo-taxis, this is the direction. We can't stop it, my friends. We can try and slow it down. How do we start by slowing it down? What the heck am I talking about? Well, these companies are reaching out to you and asking you to fulfill all these little AI tasks. Take photos here, record this. Don't engage. Like, why should you be their little driving worker and feeding them all the AI information that they can then plug into this Nvidia network, that they can plug into all of these vehicles and replace you? So what I say by slowing down is, the more we resist helping them, empowering them, focus on our core. And I'm an advocate for drivers. I want to see gasoline vehicles on the road, electric vehicles on the road. What I do not want to see is a car driving around without a driver, because it's replacing a human, replacing a family. So I'm very, very allergic to that. Now I know, and many people have reminded me, you can't stop this movement. You're right, I cannot stop this movement. But working together, as a massive worldwide gig family, we can slow that down for a few years. But just not participating in all of these chores that they want us to do while we're driving around. Now, it's ideal for them because they already have our name, we're onboarded, we're on the platform. Oh, here's a little task, here's a little task. And all those little millions of little tasks are going to build the AI network and replace you. If we say no, we slow the entire process down, because that means they have to hire outsiders, hire individuals just for that task. They'll not be called Uber drivers. They probably will not be employees. They'll be independent contractors to go out and do the AI work. But we as the drivers have to resist. We have to resist. We have to stop helping this company get all the goods, get all the AI to replace us. We will be replaced. There's no doubt about it. Maybe you and I will be owners of autonomous vehicles one day, right? I follow the money, always. I always follow the money. But in this case, being a YouTuber, looking out for drivers and trying to find solutions, trying to look at where the market is going, what is going, how are Uber and Lyft bullshitting us. We can read between the lines. We can see that they're trying to build this bridge to autonomous vehicles and using the drivers to get there. We cannot help them cross over that bridge. We need to be on our own island here, making our money, educating private clients, and keeping this industry going, while all this AV and AI industry is over here trying to figure out how they can bring us into that world. Well, bringing you into that world is only temporary because they're going to use you for AI tasks. The moment that vehicle is on the road, that autonomous vehicle, you are obsolete. Because guess what? There ain't a driver in those AVs. So a long video here, maybe, just trying to get deep into this subject, into this topic, because it bothers me how drivers are being played. They're literally being played. And I would love to hear your thoughts on this, and let me know if you made it to the 12-minute mark. Have a blessed day, my friends. I've been out of the video creation for a few weeks. You've only seen sort of isolated videos that I've made here and there. I'm going to be jumping back in very soon. I'm right in the middle of building 4 houses, construction, also reconstructing my firms a bit, and launching another company called Small Claims Hero, which I'm super proud of, right? So in the meantime, Charmer, keep on fighting, and let's work together, brothers and sisters.